Hi, my name is Maita. I'm the director of Reference Contemporary, an online art gallery that specializes in abstract art. I'm going to talk to you today about the reasons why I focus primarily on abstract art, and more importantly, how to best understand and determine the quality of abstract artworks that you're interested in collecting. Why do I love abstract art? I think good abstract art is compelling. It forces you to really reflect and think about what an object, be it on the wall or on a pedestal or on the floor, wherever, how that object is speaking to you, because it's unrecognizable. You've never seen it before. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before. So all of those things really make you think about how you look and how you see and how something can make you feel. So that's a tiny starting point on how abstract art can be really compelling, especially for a first-time viewer and a first-time aficionado, let's say. Like, I get this question from collectors a lot, which is, how do you determine what's good abstract art? Because at least when people speak of figurative artworks, since it's about recognizing, human beings are very good at recognizing the accuracy of rendering a human face. And you can't really do that in abstract art, but the more you look and the more you study, the more you treat it like a very, very important cultural phenomenon. You then begin to look into its history, look at the forerunners of the different schools in abstract art, like abstract expressionism, minimalism, some conceptual practices. So all of those things really inform how you begin to see. And the simplest way to put it is what I call my 3 M's, which is method, material, and magic. When you look at an abstract artwork, you first think about, the easiest way to analyze it is to first think about what material is it made of, right? So when you start looking at the material, be it like here, painting, or let's say artists that use concrete, any kind of material, it's a starting point into thinking about how an artist thinks about the world. It tells you that all of their artists make tiny choices when they work with materials, and those myriad of tiny micro decisions are what lead to a finished artwork. So that's the first, material. Some artists use very interesting materials, some artists use found objects, and I have a whole range of that. I have artists that work with works on paper, I have artists that do paintings, I have artists that work with acrylic or plexiglass, artists that work with epoxy. So these, the range of it and how an artist sees the material, especially industrial materials that are not normally used in art, those things are very compelling to me. 2, method. And this is very important when you think about abstract art, is the process in which an artist approaches their art making. So historically, let's say the most famous abstract artist that most people who are interested in art would know is Jackson Pollock, and how he appended abstract art when he started to just like get drips of paint, place his substrate on the floor and just flick the paint, mimicking elements of Chinese calligraphy, mimicking elements of cave painting, basically changing the way people think about how paint is applied on a surface. So that's a process question. And so things like that are what you can see when you actually look at an artwork. You can ask, the museum people, or if you visit a gallery, or if you're visiting an artist studio, you can ask these questions, and then you begin to see like a process or a method has a philosophical underpinning to it, even if the artist won't really say it out loud or right away. And the process is all about the artist's intentions. What do they intend to do with the material, and how are they going to achieve that? And that's super, super important, which leads to the third point, which is the magic of it. And that magic is emotional. It's about the energy that the artwork emits. It's about the vibration of how you feel when you look at it. All of those things are just embedded in that they come out of that your encounter, your positive, honest, open encounter with an artwork, which actually teaches you how to look at people too in a very open, honest, and engaged way. So those are my key points. I tend to be a little academic about these things, but I can try to make a more simplified version. But if you have any questions, send us a DM, or feel free to look at my website, referencecontemporary.com. Thanks.